behind closed doors. I'm a fool for your love.
Hi guys, another Geeker123 here. So today's video is about the production and release of the fourth MCU movie, Thor from 2011. So let's get into it. So first, the development. Sam Raimi originally wanted to make a movie about Thor after making the movie Darkman in 1990. Then met Stan Lee and pitched a concept to Fox, but they didn't understand his vision and turned him down. Eventually, after Marvel Studios bought Thor back in 1997 and the success of the X-Men movie in 2000, there was a plan to make a Thor TV show, and UPN were in the talks for airing it. Tyler Mane was approached by Marvel to play the character, but in May 2000 Marvel bought Tisan Entertainment to try and make it into a film instead. But by June 2004 the project didn't go anywhere. Sony Pictures actually bought the rights in the December of that year, and they got David S. Goyer to write and direct the film, but in 2005 Goyer and Marvel had a talk and he no longer was interested and dropped out of the film. Mark Protosevich is a fan of the Thor comic books. Agreed to write in April 2006, and Sony gave the rights to Paramount Pictures at the same time. The film was also announced to be a Marvel Studios production. In December 2007, Protosevich described the film as an original story, but instead of making origin story, but instead of making a guy turn into a hero, it was about God finding his true potential. In August 2007, Marvel Studios made Matthew Vaughn direct. Vaughn then rewrote the script to make it to the budget of $150 million, since it would take $300 million to make the original script. After the success of Iron Man, Marvel Studios announced to release the movie for June 4th, 2010, and Iron Man 2 would introduce the character, which it did in the post-credit scene, but I think they meant it in a bit of a different way, like introducing a character or teasing characters that would be in his film. Now for pre-production. Vaughn left when his deal expired in May 2008, and then got Protosevich to make a new draft, started looking for a new director. Guillermo del Toro, a very famous director, which I probably butchered his name wrong, so sorry about that. And he was also a big fan of the Jack Kirby comics and the character Loki. He was in the talks to direct, but he turned down the film to direct The Hobbit instead. By September 2008, Kenneth Branagh was in the talks to direct, and by December 2008 he confirmed he was hired and hoped to start filming in January 2010. Marvel also pushed back the release date to June 17th, 2011. Then a year later it was raised up to be May 20th, 2011 to distance the release from Captain America the First Avenger, which was scheduled to release on July 22nd, 2011. Daniel Craig was also in the talks to play the character since 2008, but ultimately turned it down around 2010 or 11 for the Bond franchise. In February 2009, Samuel Jackson, who plays Nick Fury, signed on to be in the movie from his 9-picture deal, but in an April 2010 interview, he stated that he would no longer appear in the movie, saying he didn't know why, in a very complicated way. Later on in the month, he then confirmed he would be filming a scene to connect it to the Avengers movie, which ended up being the post-credit scene. In February, the casting call came out, which seemed to be for the character Thor. In May 2009, Chris Hemsworth was in the talks to play the role after a weird experience of audition, even with rivaling with his brother, which I've talked about in a past video. Yes, shameless plug like I did in another video. In the same month, Marvel announced that Tom Hiddleston, who worked with Braun before and had expressed how he wanted to play the lead role, again in that same video I just plugged, once again mentioned in, mentioned it in the past video. He was then cast as Loki instead. In June 2009, Kevin Feige confirmed both actors had signed on to play both roles. He also mentioned around the same time that the film would show Thor on both Asgard and Earth, but said Dr. Donald Blake, his Earth alter ego, would not be in the film. But it was mentioned in a funny Easter egg. In July 2009, Marvel announced that Natalie Portman would play Jane Foster. Jamu Alexander and Colin Thor were reported to have joined the cast. Alexander was playing Sid, and Thor was unknown for his role, or that role even. In an interview with Swedish news site Gestads Allunda, I think that's how it's pronounced, Stellan Skarsgård stated why he would join the cast as an unknown role at the time. By late October, Anthony Hopkins had joined the cast as Odin, Thor and Loki's dad. The next month, Marvel announced they had cast their Warrior 3. Frandal would be played by Stuart Townsend, Hogun was to be played by Tadumbo Asano, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, and Volstagg was to be played by Ray Stevenson. Idris Elba was announced to play Heimdall. Natalie Portman also revealed that Kat Dennings would be involved, playing the co-worker to Jane Foster, Darcy. In December 2009, Renée Russo was cast as Frigga, Thor's stepmother and Odin's wife. Later that month, Joseph Grant, Troy Brenner and Joshua Cox were cast, but their roles were unknown. Only days before filming began, Stuart Townsend was replaced by Joshua Dallas as Frandal because of creative differences. Also, when Spider-Man 4's production stalled and got cancelled, Paramount and Marvel raised the release date again to May 6, 2011. Now for filming. Since Marvel Studios hired Raleigh Studios to photograph their next 4 films when they were making Iron Man 2, they done so for this film at their Manhattan Beach, California facility. If you're wondering, since when did I tell you about that? I mentioned it in my Iron Man 2 production video if you've not watched that yet. Yes, 2 plugs in 1 video. Shitty, yes, but if you want more context, information about what I've already talked about on the channel, will help out, guys. Production Weekly reported that filming on the movie was scheduled to begin in LA in mid-January, then to move to Santa Fe in New Mexico from March till late April. Filming did start on January 11, 2010. A few days later, Clark Gregg last minute signed on to play Phil Coulson again, since he played him in the first 2 Iron Man movies at the same time. In February, Paramount started talking to the community of Del Mar, California to use a 300-yard stretch of beach to film the scene involving 6 horses running down. On March 15, 2010, production moved to Galisteo, New Mexico, specifically Cerro Pelon Ranch. By April, Paramount got a letter saying that they couldn't film in Del Mar, California, but they could film the scene in the northern part of California instead. Film wrapped on May 6, 10. Now for post-production. In October 2010, casting calls were revealed. The film would be undergoing some unknown number of reshoots. In March 2011, all Baraz's scenes, but one where she's in a shot, were removed from the movie, and she had explained that it was a shame because she got to work with amazing people, but she had a nice letter explaining it by Baran, and she said it was nothing to do with spite. In the same month, Tate revealed that he performed a motion capture of the Frost Giant, since they got recasted in middle of editing to make them move faster. In April 2011, IMAX, Paramount and Marvel announced that they would make the film in IMAX 3D, continuing it from Iron Man 2 It was filmed in 2D but VFX'd it to be in 3D. The Nick Fury post-credit scenes were also filmed and directed by Joss Whedon, since he was directing the Avengers movie it was setting up. But both companies served as the lead visual company working on the film, with Digital Dawn. Both mostly developed the scenes in space and Asgard. Peter Buffworth, VFX supervisor, said the most challenging task was figuring out what Bifrost would look like. Now for music. The score was written by composer Patrick Doyle. He said it was mostly commercially high-profile movie he had done since he made Frankenstein. His soundtrack album was released by Buena Vista Records in April 2011. The film also features a song from Foo Fighters called Walk in the Powerless 4 scene in Selvig's Roadhouse, and also in the closing credits. Feige said it was a last-minute addition, and the crew thought the lyrics were great for the film. Another marketing. In July 2010, Marvel held a panel for the movie at 2010 San Diego Comic-Con, where Kenneth Branagh, Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Kat Dennings, Tom Hiddleston and Clark Gregg discussed the film and showed some clips of it, which led to an unsurprisingly bad crappy clip leaks on YouTube, which again unsurprisingly would get repeatedly took down and then put back up. The first TV ad was shown during Super Bowl on Fox in the US, which cost $3 million for just 3 seconds. Yes, Super Bowl ads are a crazy amount of money. At 2011 Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, Marvel and Acura launched a joint viral marketing promotion.
It's a spacious cabin with tailored styling. It's an available ELS surround premium audio system and voice-activated navigation with up-to-the-minute traffic and weather. It's the newly refined Acura TL. And it's the official vehicle of the movie Thor.
Other companies that partnered with the movie were Burger King, Dr. Pepper, 7-Eleven and Visa.
Experience the powers of Thor. Find a winning Dr. Pepper can and you could win super speed, strength, or flight. Details at drpepper.com, rated PG-13.
But with every joy, there is a trial. Loki, what business hath my mischievous brother in this place?
Ooh, just browsing, my good sir. Whoops.
I say thee nay! This is not a library!
Take a penny. Take a penny. Take a penny.
Enough, villain! I demand that you either purchase one of these high-quality goods, or I shall be forced to ban you from the store!
1 taquito, please.
Would you like a Slurpee with that?
Yes.
Around the time as well, MTV News were reporting that Iron Man and Thor were connected from Iron Man 2's post-credit scene, which isn't surprising back then, for general audiences, sort of. But Phase 1 was sort of just starting for fans since The Incredible Hulk came out, and now, if you said, oh, if someone just went, "Oh, I didn't realise 4 and Iron Man 2 were connected," people would call them dumb, because we have literally got Phase 3 finishing from Spider-Man Far From Home, and Phase 4 has just been announced, and I've even made a video about that. Wow, 3 plugs, I'm gonna stop. Marvel Animation announced a 26 episode animated series in November 2008 to air in late 2010 before the film's release, which eventually did release, but as a direct video called Thor: Tales of Asgard, than being a TV series on TV. Another video game released from Sega called Thor: God of Thunder, using the voices of Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston and Jamie Alexander. It released on May 3rd, 2011. Finally, for the release, the world premiere was at the Event Cinemas Theatre in George Street, Sydney on April 2017-2011, and the film opened first on April 21st, 2011 in Australia. A premiere also happened in LA. California took place California, LA, you get what I mean, on May 2nd, 2011, and it opened in America on May 6, 2011 in 3,955 theatres. In July 2011, Marvel and Paramount announced the release of the movie on Blu-ray and DVD, released by Paramount Home Media Distribution on September 13th, 2011. Braun said that the DVD includes at least 20 minutes of deleted scenes, mostly of Thor's parents and him interacting with Loki as adults and children. The movie also got #1 in DVD sales in its first week of release. So guys, that was the production and the release of Thor from 2011. I think, yeah, I've said in a past video with the ranking video, 4th plug, and it will definitely be the last video, to me this is the worst movie. I think it's, I don't know, I've got a split between with this and Hulk, but they're not terrible, but the worst MCU movie to me. They're just okay. This, oh no, I just forgot about Thor the Dark World randomly. That and Thor the Dark World aren't great. They're not great for the Thor or the MCU. And honestly, Thor Ragnarok kicks their ass in any way. But I won't bash on it too much because it's not as bad as Dark World. What are your thoughts on the movies, guys? Please comment down below, or go to my most recent tweet at AnotherGeek1231. And if you generally have any more information about the production release, please again comment down below, go to the most recent tweet. And if you want to talk about anything nerdy, go to my Discord server, the link's always in the description. And if you want to give some feedback, please like or dislike. If you dislike, please comment down below. Any feedback.
Hold up.